much do you earn right now? Even if you think you are the highest paid at your place of work, go on the internet, check, put that same job title that you are doing, put how much the person in the country you want to relocate to, how much that same person is earning. How are you doing today? Welcome to this my session. Today I just want to share with you something that I think a lot of people are not doing enough. What is that? I've titled today's topic as sell your land. This is a treasure. Sell your land. This is a treasure. When you discover a treasure, right? And well, this is actually a treasure. What is the common thing for people to do? You sell your land and acquire that treasure, right? That's common sense. Is there anyone who is going to see something that has the capacity, for example, to give them thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and the only thing they probably have to do is sell their house, sell their property, sell their whatever, and they don't do it? Except the person doesn't understand the wealth. Right? When you discover a treasure, you sell your land. So today, I want to tell you that relocation is a treasure that many people do not know about fully. Relocation is a treasure that many people do not know about fully. Let me tell you why. For most people abroad, once you are on papers, even if you are a student, even if you come as an international student, though we already know that study abroad or is a legit way to relocate, right? But even as a student, for example, you have health insurance, a working health insurance, not HMO that is like they pay for tiny bits. With this health insurance, you can do so many things, like if you need to do surgery, that is covered. If you need to do normal checkup, let's even say you're not sick, normal checkup, that is covered. If you have kids and you are, or let's say you want to give birth, that is covered. You've heard of some people say, oh, they want to travel abroad to give birth, of course, for medical reasons and other reasons that you probably know about, and they spend so much. As a student, let's just say as an international student abroad, your health insurance often covers that too. So, I'm just talking about the health insurance you have as a student, a working health insurance. It covers so many. And you're talking about yourself, you're talking about your spouse, you're talking about, think of it, in your own current country now, if you were to fall sick, how much do you spend? You can't even equate the amount, right? You can't even equate the amount. But for somebody who is abroad, how much do you think they're going to spend? How much do you think they're going to spend? Almost nothing. All the medical tests, because what? Those people contribute to health insurance, and therefore, legitimately, they can be taken care of from the health insurance. And I'm just talking about health insurance. Now, let's go to your kids. Let's say you're a new mom, you're a new dad, or old dad, or old mom, whatever. Or you just got married, or about to get married, right? Kids are going to come in the way. How about your kids' health insurance? As you know, me and you as adults, we even rarely fall sick. So when you have health insurance, except something big is happening, you're undergoing surgery or something, you never really get to feel it. But what about kids? They get sick like this, right? So think of how much you spend taking care of your kids, paying from out of pocket every time. If your kids were able to have health insurance alone, do you know how much that will do you know how much stress that will take off from your back? Now, we are still on the topic that travel abroad, relocation abroad is actually a treasure. And we say that when you find a treasure, you sell your land to acquire that treasure. But the only challenge is that some people don't know the treasure that comes with relocation. They don't know. That is why I've taken up the energy to come and educate them today. See, now let's talk talk about your kids' school fees. Do you know that in most high-income countries abroad, your children, especially people below 18, like I'm not talking about university now, your children who is going to a primary school or secondary school, as the case may be, or high school as it is often called here, almost always they go for free. You don't have to pay school fees. Yes, maybe if your kid is going on an excursion or something, you may pay, you know, you may pay 1 or 2 money, okay? Or your kid wants to belong to a club, you can pay money for the kid to join the club, right? Same thing that you actually do normally. But think of your kids' school fees. Now, it is even better if you have more kids, right? I know parents, for example, let me use Nigeria and specifically Abuja, for example. I know parents that are paying 500,000 naira for their children, and this is not even the high school, like this is not the high upper class schools, right? 500,000 naira for kids in secondary school, 500,000 naira for kids in primary school per term. And that means you do this about 3 times a year, or at least 3 times a year, right? Or twice a year minimum. And for how many years? And this is for 1 kid. So if you had 3, what does that equate to? Meanwhile, if you were to be in Canada or US, for example, or even UK, suddenly you are not paying that money. So you have to use your brain to think. Some people, they are so caught up on their plane tickets and probably course fee or training fee that they don't see the bigger picture. In many high-income countries, students who are there, provided you have your right papers, because there's no way you come with kids right now and you stay here for like 5 years, 10 years, you've not got your permanent residence, except you don't know what you're doing, right? So what that means is that the kids also get their permanent residency. So with that, even if they need to go to university and you don't have the money to pay for university for them, they can actually get study loan from like government study loan and use it to study, and then they can pay back once they start working. What does this mean? Just relocating with your kids abroad, you automatically guarantee their education from A to Z until they want to stop studying. Okay, we are still talking about kids. Let's come back to the adults, for example. Let me ask you, how much do you earn at work? How much do you earn at work? For somebody doing that exact role that you are doing, how much will they earn if they were in US, Canada, or UK, for example? How much do you, so let's say somebody once was once talking to me, said, my wife wants us to travel. I don't want to travel because I have a very high paying job right now. And I asked the person, how much are you paid? The person said, I'm paid 1 million naira a year. The person is a bank manager. And I said, that means we can say roughly you earn 12 million naira, 1 million naira a month. So I said, so roughly you earn about 12 million naira a year. The person said yes. And I said to the person, convert that to dollars, write the number down. Then go on the internet and Google the same bank manager in the country of your choice. Say, let's say your country of choice is UK. Bank manager, UK, what is the average salary? Go and do that for your job. So let's say you're a senior engineer or you're a junior engineer, right? And you feel that you are in a high-earning job. Forget those that are not even earning or they don't have work. Let's just leave them aside. Right now, I want to talk about the highest earners. Just like that man was having a cold feet because he felt like he was anywhere 1 million naira a month as a bank manager. And he's talking about, okay, if that's 12 million naira a year, what is going to happen? And I'm using naira for example because most times I talk with a lot of Nigerians. If you are from Rwanda or Uganda or Tanzania or Liberia, this also relates to you. Or it's also, or you're from Cameroon or you're from Ghana, you are not spared, right? How much do you earn right now? Even if you think you are the highest paid at your place of work, go on the internet, check, put that same job title that you are doing, put how much the person in the country you want to relocate to, how much that same person is earning. You are going to see a huge gap. Of course, I know that housing is not going to be the same, because you spend more on housing, you spend more on food, you spend more on blah, blah, blah. Agreed. But let's even say after you are finished spending those things, the amount left, you are still going to see that you are not going to beat the person abroad. That's it. You're not going to beat the person abroad. Of course, I'm not talking about people that work in places where they can easily be seen, illegitimate funds. I'm not talking about that, because that one too is for a short period of time, right? And you can always be caught at any time. So I'm talking about legit work. So, and this is just the tiny examples that I can give you right here. Relocation, and relocation doesn't just help you. It helps everyone around you. I've said this multiple times. You see people relocate, they start building house for their parents, right? You see people relocate, they help their siblings, right? You see people relocate, they help their hometown as a whole, and their country even. Relocation is a treasure. It is okay if you have to sell your land to make it happen. I'm telling you. And let's not take this out of context. You don't have to come to me. But whatever you need to do, if you did one mistake people will make on this relocation journey is to hear somebody say, oh, come today, tomorrow you will land in the country, pay whatever amount they want you to pay, and you will just jump there. At that point, you will have sold your land and you're going to lose all your earnings. That's not what I'm talking about. When you find a legit process, when you find a legit way, sell your land and make relocation happen for you, you will not regret it. If you need to sell your property, sell your property, because that same property you sold, right? That same property you sold to make your relocation happen, in 2 years to 3 years, you will buy that same property 2 times of it at the new appreciated price, and yet you have not started. Some people are getting it wrong. They are, how much does it cost? How am I supposed to know how much it costs? You find a legit process, sell your land, and make it happen. That's the point. Find a legit process, sell whatever you need to. And when I use the word sell your land, is a figure of speech, right? I'm trying to say, do whatever you need to do to make it happen. That's what I'm trying to say. If you know that there is that uncle that you want to beg for money, but you are shy, you don't want to tell him, you don't want to, if you go and beg him for money now, he's going to laugh at you and say, finally, I knew this day will come. So because of that, you don't want to relocate, because you don't want to go and beg that your uncle for money. Swallow your pride and go and beg for that money. Do you see what I mean? So when I use the word sell your land, is a figure of speech that means do whatever you need to do to make it happen. Do whatever you need to do to make your relocation happen. Swallow your pride. If you have property to sell, sell. If there is a friend that can borrow you, don't be shy, borrow. Because you will be able to pay them back multiple upon multiple times. If you sell your land, you buy 2, 3, 4 of that same land, even at the appreciated price. I'm telling you. Some people don't know. Some people don't know. Some people don't know. Relocation is a treasure. Sell your land. Make it happen. Do whatever good you need to do to make it happen. Swallow your pride. If you need to talk to somebody, go and talk to them. Sometimes you don't even know that if you talk to somebody, something else will come up. Talk to the person. Talk to your parents. Don't say, if I go and tell them that, they will say, the last time I spoke to them, something, it didn't work. Swallow your pride. Go and beg. If you need to beg, go and beg. Relocation is a treasure.